Hello everyone, we've made it to the final piece, which is the king. Now the king is quite a unique piece in chess. It doesn't follow the same rules as other pieces, but in terms of how it moves, the king can move one square in any direction. So it can go up, down, left, right, diagonally in every direction as well. Diagonally top left, top right, bottom left, bottom right. Okay, so to illustrate that, I will put black pawns on every square. Actually, I'll put other pieces. The knight, the rook, another rook. Let's get a few bishops on there as well. So all these squares that black pieces are occupying, they are all squares where the king can actually move to. So hopefully that makes a little bit of sense. Okay. Of course, the king moves in every direction, but it can't jump, just like the only piece that can jump is the knight. Okay. And just to illustrate how the king actually moves in a practical setting, often you'll see positions like this in chess, where you have black's only got one pawn, and this pawn, black's going to try and get the pawn to the end of the board. So the king can go here, and black can, remember the pawn can move two squares forward, and then white goes here, and then black goes here, and then white can take the pawn. So yes, the king is quite limited, especially in the beginning of the game. You're not going to use the king that much, generally speaking, but as the game develops and as you get to the end of the chess game, the king becomes more and more powerful. A few other things to note about the king is that two kings can never meet. Okay? So in this position, if it's white to move, white cannot do this. White cannot do this. And white cannot do this, because all three of those moves are such that the kings would be next to each other. They are, the squares are next to each other. So it doesn't have to be directly adjacent, left or right. If it's diagonally next to each other, that's also not allowed. If it's on top of each other, that's not allowed. Okay? So the king has like a zone around it, which is every square that is on its circumference, every square that is surrounding it. And no king can enter that zone. Okay? So again, if it was black to move, black cannot do this, black cannot do this, or this. Okay? And the other thing to note is that at the end of a chess game, if there are two kings left, it's a draw. And that does often happen because in chess, you're not allowed to capture the king. Okay? We will discuss that in future lesson. So two kings at the end of the game is a draw. Thank you.